This essay is called Struggle. Enjoy. We struggle with it. We struggle with life. I think about the things that I have been through, the things that people that I know and love have been through. I think of those who have to be heroic and courageous to get through the day, and I know of those who have experienced a lot of suffering in life or have struggled in some other way. We struggle to do anything in life. We struggle to do everything in life. Life isn't ideal sometimes when we want things to go smoothly, but sometimes things don't go smoothly. Sometimes they are complicated and not easily interpreted. There are multiple ways to deal with problems, however, and that is partly why the struggle can actually be good for us. The struggle forces us to wrestle with and grapple with the intensity of reality in our lives, the reality that we can't escape, the reality that is a part of us and that we must confront. I have often thought about how I wish that things could be easier or were easier, and maybe there is a place for this kind of thinking, with realizing that sometimes life is very difficult and it would be nice to have a break. However, as they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. There really is something to be said about the message of the movie and book Fight Club, where the more that you confront difficulty and pain, the more courageous you become as a consequence, and the more that you are able to deal with the difficulties of life. This is why we tell stories of such conflict, for example. To live in the modern world is a complicated affair, and it isn't always clear how we will get through. But I have been thinking about how I have become stronger as an individual because of my own difficult experiences. I have tried to increase my strength, to be tough-minded, to be open to it all, even open to struggle and pain. I've been thinking lately about what is going on in Russia and Ukraine. I wish this wasn't happening. I believe it to be the wrong kind of struggle. But the thing that we get from such events is the realization that life is definitely hard. There are great things in life, good things that we can experience, but there are also difficulties and things that we struggle with. There is war, there are droughts. There are pandemics, there is disease and death. There is heartbreak and heartache. There is massive suffering. Certainly I have felt the intensity of the pandemic. Hopefully the pandemic is going to be over soon, but it has been 2 years of difficulty and trouble and strife. Of course, this isn't something that I would want to happen. I wouldn't want people to die. However, from my own subjective perspective of life, I feel as though I have learned a lot in this lifetime about courage and resilience. It seems to me that life is a very difficult thing, especially when there are natural disasters and plagues, but somehow we persist anyway. Somehow we continue to move forward. This is important to identify. Life is a struggle, but we persist. Life is resilient. I want to continue to move forward in my own life. I want to continue to struggle with it. I have struggled with so many aspects of my life. I struggle to create my art, for instance, where I struggle to write and create YouTube videos and play guitar. I have wanted to do better and be better. I have wanted to be more creative and more prolific and more skillful. But the way that I see it, sometimes the struggle is going to happen. Struggling with an instrument, for instance, is not easy to do. Forcing yourself to write every day can be quite the challenge, especially whenever you are doing other things such as attending relationships and working your job. I have been stressed out lately because I have been recognizing my limitations. I will be doing a work training very soon, and because of the intense responsibility, I have been a little preoccupied. But what I want to say is that I also in some ways feel more determined and even excited. I feel like there is something that I am able to do, something good, and that I am moving forward in my life. I am still striving. This is something that I have to keep in mind, which is that the flip side of discouragement is enthusiasm, and that just because I feel one thing does not mean that I can't feel other things. I get it. Life is not easy for anyone. At my work, I often see people struggling with addiction, mental health issues, low self-esteem, poor impulse control, etc., and all of that can be really difficult to have to see and confront. Sometimes we have to set really hard and harsh boundaries in order to keep order and structure. This is the part of me that I have slowly been tapping into, the part that resists a little bit and fights. I have to be able to reinforce the rules. I have to be able to focus on things that bring overall structure and stability instead of making it too easy. I don't want to coddle people, such as in my work, and learning how to stand up for myself has forced me to become more rugged and rough. But how I don't think that that is always a bad thing. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Struggling with it helps you grow. So then struggle can lead to breakthroughs and new insights then. Struggle can increase personal strength and resilience. This is the part of reality that I have been trying to tap into to recognize that it is good to be sensitive and compassionate, to embody love, but how we also have to embody the rougher aspects of ourselves and become someone who overcomes the struggle. I said already that there are some things that I don't like that happen in the world. This is definitely true, but it is a fact of life that there will be a lot of suffering in our lives and that people do struggle with it all. But that by no means detracts from me being able to continue to work on my resilience and determination, to be able to challenge myself and to be able to confront the struggles head on. I want to be someone that can confront the difficulties of life, someone who is able to see the truth and not be so afraid of it. Believe me, recognizing these things has not been easy, but it is an important part of the process, recognizing that there will be a lot of difficulties that I have faced and will face in life. Sometimes life is not fair, but there are things that we have to overcome anyway. I don't like this feature of life, as I've stated already, but it is a necessary part of my growth and experience as a human being. The struggle is the experience. Being able to wrestle with something leads to a more authentic human experience. There is a part of me that likes struggle then. Going through the difficulties of life refines us like the fire refining the world. Being able to experience the difficulties of life, such as pain, can also produce beauty, such as in beautiful art. It does suck sometimes to have to experience the things that almost level us, but it is our resiliency and determination that allows us to push on through, that allows us to experience the world in a true way, in a way that is more raw and unfiltered. It is, as they say, learning how to embrace the suck. In this way, I recognize that the difficulties that I face help me in some ways because I learned creative problem solving and I learned how to deal with adversity. This is something that I have recognized, such as at my work, but also in other aspects of my life. I don't need to manage other people. I don't even really need to manage myself. The way that it seems to me, allowing people to experience their adversity does them a favor. I don't always like looking at it this way because I want to be compassionate and help other people. However, there is truth to the idea that adversity can be good for strengthening our character and helping us get through life. And that is the way that I see it now, even though I have struggled with this realization for a while. It seems to me then that accepting my own adversity in life is really good for helping me process reality itself and to be able to understand more what is going on around me. Adversity is unfair. The difficulties of living life can be really hurtful sometimes, but that doesn't mean that the adversity can't also teach me something helpful, a new way of looking at life, a new way of living.